What problems might happen when you're a manufacturer and your stainless steel heat treating process can't keep up with your sales growth? Well, this was the reality for one of our clients. Inside the building, heat treating was in the middle. The building is several 100,000 square feet, and assembly operations occurred around the heat treating process, which was in its own room. To keep up with sales and to expand operations, they needed the space where the central located heat treating operation was. It was time to move it, but how? Operations would continue around the heat treating process, and there couldn't be any long-term interruption. But before we solve this problem, we should look at their other motivation to change their process. The original heat treating system was a bath of liquefied cyanide salts. It was extremely hot, and metal parts were dipped into the bath and superheated to over 1,500 degrees. Chemical heat treating has risks. Employees are exposed to hazardous chemicals like cyanide at fatally high temperatures. On-site wastewater treatment was necessary and costly. The solution used to cool the hot parts required treatment to remove residual cyanide, and left over from wastewater treatment was cyanide-laced quenching oil and cyanide sludge, both of which were liabilities and costs they didn't want anymore. Even with proper PPE and safety, they still wanted to eliminate the risks of the cyanide process. As an alternative, the manufacturer explored vacuum heat treating, where the parts are put inside a sealed tank, superheated, no waste is generated, and when the parts are treated, you open the door and remove them. This is ultimately the process the manufacturer selected. So let's get back to how to remove that original heat treatment process from the center of the building. When we spoke with the plant engineer, he had two problems. He needed a company to decontaminate and deconstruct and remove everything. He also needed assurance that the chosen company would not exceed his budgeted resources or his timeline. So here is Advanced Waste Services' solution to solve these problems. Inside the heat treating room was contamination. The tanks, the baths, the pipes, even the interior walls. Everything would need decontamination. We implemented a safety plan for the cyanide project, as well as a recycling plan for any debris that could be recovered from the deconstruction. We created a unique plan for the cyanide waste where it would be transferred into 275-gallon totes. And then the totes would be transferred into a 53-foot van trailer that would haul the waste off-site for disposal. This was done to keep the cyanide waste off the production floor and eliminate the risk of cross-contamination or an accidental spill. We also came up with a unique way for the vacuum hose that runs from the vacuum truck that was outside the building to the heat treating site. We decided to suspend the hose from the rafters, about 8 feet off the ground. The plant engineer really liked this because there was no interruption to his employees. There was no trip hazard. The project finished a day early, only 7 days. During the project, the owner stopped by and told the plant engineer, "I've never seen such a professional crew." Besides finishing early, the plant engineer was impressed that Advanced Waste Services generated less waste than expected during the decontamination, helping to lower the overall project cost.